Look around your life right now. Maybe there's no group chat blowing up your phone, no plans this weekend, no one you'd call at 2 a.m. if everything fell apart. And if you're being honest, a circumflex euros, you're not even sure how that happened. You didn't choose loneliness. You just a euros never fit the mold. Social events feel draining before they even start. Small talk feels like a slow death. And friendships that others seem to build effortlessly feel somehow impossible for you to maintain. So you start wondering, what's wrong with me? Here's what psychology actually says: nothing. Not one thing. In fact, the research points in the opposite direction entirely. People with few or no friends don't lack something. They carry something a circumflex euros, a rare combination of psychological traits that most people will never develop. Traits that make ordinary social life feel hollow, draining, or simply not worth the cost. And today, we're going to name all 5 of them. Trait 1. You operate on a level of awareness most people find uncomfortable. Psychology calls it metacognitive sensitivity a circumflex euros, the ability to observe not just what people say, but why they're saying it. Your brain doesn't just hear words. It reads the gap between what someone says and what they actually mean. It clocks the micro-expression that doesn't match the smile. It notices the compliment with a blade hidden inside it. Most people move through social situations on autopilot. You can't. You're running a deeper program, a circumflex euros, processing tone, motive, history, and subtext all at once. This is exhausting, and it makes most social environments feel dishonest in a way you can't just ignore. Research on highly perceptive individuals shows they consistently withdraw from large social groups a circumflex euros, not because they're shy, but because the noise-to-signal ratio is unbearable. You're not antisocial. You're just allergic to performance. When someone is fake, you don't just sense it. You feel it in your body, and no amount of socializing advice will teach you to stop noticing. Trait 2. You have an interior world rich enough to rival any conversation. Here's something most people won't admit out loud. For some people, their own mind is genuinely better company than most rooms they walk into. That's not arrogance. That's a measurable psychological trait called high internal stimulation capacity . Studies on introverted and highly creative individuals show that their brains generate significantly more internal activity during rest states. Your default mode network a circumflex euros, the part of your brain active when you're thinking, imagining, and reflecting a circumflex euros, is running on overdrive. You replay conversations. You build entire worlds in your head. You think about ideas at 11 p.m. that most people have never thought about at all. When you go quiet in a group, it's not because you have nothing to say. It's because what's happening inside your head is more interesting than what's happening outside of it. The problem isn't that you're broken. The problem is that most social environments aren't built for people like you. Trait 3. Your standards for connection are genuinely rare. You don't want a friend. You want someone who gets it. Someone you can call at midnight not to vent, but to unpack an idea that's been living rent-free in your brain for 3 days. Someone who argues with you because they actually care, not to win. Someone whose presence costs you nothing and gives you everything. Psychology calls this relational selectivity a circumflex euros, and research shows it's directly correlated with depth of self-awareness. The more clearly you know yourself, the harder it becomes to settle for connections that don't reflect that. Most people collect acquaintances the way they collect contacts in their phone. You'd rather delete the whole list and keep 2 people who are actually real. This makes you look cold. It makes you look like you don't try. But what's actually happening is that your bar is set to a height most people never even attempt to reach. You're not friendless because no one chose you. You're friendless because you refuse to lie to yourself about what a real friendship actually feels like. Hash trait 4. Social energy is a finite resource, a circumflex euros, and you've learned to guard it. For some people, socializing is fuel. They walk into a room of strangers and come home buzzing. You are not those people. Neuroscience research on asterisk sensory processing, sensitivity asterisk a circumflex euros, a trait present in roughly 20% of the population a circumflex euros, shows that highly sensitive individuals process social stimulation at a fundamentally deeper level. Every conversation, every facial expression, every emotional undercurrent in the room gets logged, analyzed, and filed. By the time most people are warming up, you're already calculating your exit. This isn't weakness, it's wiring. Your nervous system is simply doing more work per social interaction than the average person's, and like any system running at high capacity, it needs more recovery time. The loneliness you feel isn't because you don't want people. It's because the cost of the asterisk wrong people is too high. You've learned a circumflex euros, maybe through years of trial and painful error a circumflex euros, that draining your social battery on the wrong relationships leaves nothing left for the ones that might actually matter. So you protect your energy, and the world reads that as isolation. Hash trait 5. You've been shaped by an experience that changed how you see trust. This one is quieter than the others, but it might be the most important. Almost every person who has gone through long stretches without close friendship carries a specific kind of memory. A betrayal, a friendship that ended without explanation, a person who knew everything about you and used it against you, or simply a childhood where the people who were supposed to be safe a circumflex euros weren't. Psychology calls the result a asterisk heightened trust threshold asterisk a circumflex euros, and it isn't a flaw in your character. It's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you from repeating pain that once cost you something real. Research on attachment patterns shows that individuals who experienced early relational wounds don't become incapable of connection. They become asterisk careful about it. They observe longer. They test slowly. They need proof, not promises. The world sees someone who won't let people in. What's actually there is someone who learned a circumflex euros, the hard way a circumflex euros, that not everyone deserves to be let in. That's not damage, that's discernment. Hash close. Here's what all 5 of these traits have in common. They are not signs that something went wrong with you. They are signs that something went deep asterisk in you. You process more. You feel more. You need more from the people around you a circumflex euros, and you're willing to wait until you find it, even if that means walking alone for a while. The people with the fewest friends are often the ones with the most to offer. They've just never been willing to offer it to just anyone. And that is not a flaw. That is a standard. If this described you in a way you've never quite been able to put into words before a circumflex euros, drop a comment below. Tell me which trait hit the hardest. And if you want more psychology content that finally explains you in ways school never did, subscribe right now a circumflex euros, because the next video might be the one that changes everything.